things like data science, AI, machine learning, web development, you name it, gaming. Okay, lot of scripting things can be done with this. Okay, so the list goes on forever. So since it has varied application, the demand for the people who learn Python is also getting higher and higher, and it commands higher salaries when you pick the niche areas like AI and ML. So which we'll look into it a little deeper. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Python course. So let's start from basics of Python. A lot of people are new to Python, so we are starting with the first Python lesson. Okay, we assume this will be helpful for them. For those who know already, please follow through the course fully, because this is very important. This is the primary thing which will be considered for your Guinness World Record. Okay, so let's start with the topics like print, saving data in a variable, conditions, saving multiple data, how to loop. Okay, these are the things which we'll look at it. Okay, we'll see the topics one by one, and at the end of every topic we will have a quiz. So based on the quiz successful completion, you will be moving on to the next thing. Okay, so let's start with Python. So Python is a very simple language, as I always say. Okay, anybody who can read English can learn Python. Okay, so if you are good enough in reading and writing English, you are pretty much safe in the hands of Python. Okay, the syntax is so simple. Okay, so let's get started with the how to print hello world. That's a traditional which we'll start with. Okay, so we'll print something. Okay, for example, the statement is very simple. Just use print and then C braces. Okay, which is above the word letter 9. You will have it. Okay, so and then within the double quotes you give print all. Okay, so now we got the output hello all. Okay, so that's simple it is. So if you want to print something else, okay, let's go and print that as well. Okay, print guvi. Okay, so whatever you want to give, you can give it within the double quotes. Double quotes means it's a string. Okay, string means it's a sequence of characters. So in this character guvi, guvi is a character. Okay, so we can also print numbers. So when we want to print numbers, we can directly give the numbers directly. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Okay, so we don't need to worry too much about it. So now we have seen the print statement. Let's take a quiz around it. Okay, can Python only print? No. Okay, we can do lot more activities. For example, let's see some of the things which we do day in day out. For example, when we use our computer, we do a lot of chatting, we do use our photos. Okay, we have a lot of usernames and passwords which we save. Okay, how do this get saved? Okay, in a programming world. In programming world, we have something called variables. In that we store it. For example, you have a history of chat. Okay, that is nothing but a data, some strings of characters. Okay, right? It's like that. So instead of first getting into the complex stuff like saving images, let's start with the simple things like how we can save your name. Okay, how you can save your passwords or the numbers or the bank account details, like those kind of things we'll do it. Okay, so that is the first thing which we'll start with it. Okay, so variables are think like your different boxes. So it saves some, it stores some value whenever it is needed, and finally it will give you whenever you want it. Okay, so as you know the different boxes has two parts. One is the box itself. The second one is the value which the box holds. Okay, like that it is. Okay, so the box can hold a chapati, box can hold a raita, or whatever it is. Your choice is that. Okay, so the variable will the box will have a name. Okay, in other languages, for declaring these variables, we have to use int, float, string, and other things. So in Python, you don't need to worry any of this. So I'm just saying that for your comparison. Okay, in Python it is so simple. All you need to give is the box name, which is the variable name, and the value. Okay, so in this case, the box name would be like let's say my car. My car is my box name. Okay, and my variable name is a Honda Civic. Okay, so I'm going to store the value Honda Civic inside the box. So in this case, okay, the box is having a value equal to operator in between this. What it means is it stores the value which is in the right hand side to the left hand side. Okay, the Honda Civic is going to be put inside the box. That's why it is called equal to. So that's called assignment operator, which helps us to assign this value to the box. Okay, So now let's print it. Like how can we print it? Like just give the box name. Okay, here one thing you need to notice, like you should not give the box name in double quotes. Okay, or else you will not get the value, you will get just the my car. Okay, so that's how it goes on. So that is the starting part of a variable. Now we have stored a string in a variable. Can I store only the variable? No, it can be anything. For example, I declare a new variable called year, okay, and store the value 2021, okay, and print that. Okay, so that also gives me the value. So that's how it goes on. Okay, so you can store any type of data in a variable and then use it inside the program. Okay, so that variable is the box. Okay, that will be available till your program gets over. Okay, so this is the first part of it. Okay, now the next, let's extend the same idea of variables. Let's declare more variables. For example, if I want to declare my marks, like chemistry mark is equal to 78. Okay, my math marks equal to 80. Okay, my physics marks equal to my 85. Okay, English marks equal to 88. So don't believe my computer chemistry marks alone, which is I'm bad at it. Rest of things are good. So my computer science marks, the final thing, my favorite stuff, okay, which is equal to 95. Okay, so like that I can store all those things. Okay, and I can declare a new variable called total, which can have the value of addition of all these subjects. Okay, so I want to add all these values. Okay, I use a plus operator, which is like which you have it in your math, basic math, and store that value in the total. So now the total is a new box, okay, which is holding all the values, which is a summation of all the things. Okay, so if we run it, like we'll get an error. Okay, so the error is because there is a spelling mistake here. Okay, I have corrected the spelling mistake of the variable name, still it is an error. Okay, the reason is the here I have used the English as smaller letter e, here it is in the cap letter e. So either I have to change that to a lowercase or here to uppercase. Okay, so what it means is Python is very sensitive. Okay, even if you do your spelling mistake in your variable name, it will not work, or else even it is have a small letter and upper letter confusion, it will not work. So Python is ultimately case sensitive. Okay, so if we go and correct it, we'll get the proper output. Okay, so this is the important thing which you should know it, okay, as part of the programming thing. Okay, so now let's go on to this GPA thing. Like we just divided by 5, we got the result of this. So this is a new operator. Divide is a extra operator which you have done it. Like that you can use all the operator which you have learned in your math class here. Multiplication, division, subtraction, all the things you can do it in whichever way. So all the variables you can use it. Okay, so now what we have got is like we got 5 memory boxes. Okay, and the 6th memory boxes is your total, and the total is having a value of addition of all those things, and we have done the GPA of it. Okay, let's go and print the total again. So when I print the total, what it is, the total is again 426. So this is as simple as that for a variable. Okay, so let's, I mean, this is more like an English thing, right, or a math, school math. Okay, let's get into the quiz. Let's jump into the next topic, which is conditional statements. Okay, so think conditional statement is the basic thing which how your brain works. Like you do lot of daily, every moment you do conditions, right? If I do this, I can move on. If I don't do this, my mom will kill me. If I do this, I'll have a breakup with my girlfriend. Like that, lot of things. The same thing you can do it in programming world as well. Not breaking up with your girlfriend. Okay, let's get into the proper code. Let's say you might have seen in the highways like a lot of speed check meters. Okay, so let's try to simulate that. Okay, how it works. For example, they'll set a predefined speed limit. Let's say 60 kilometers per hour, 60 miles per hour, whatever it is. Okay, and when you cross that speed limit, you will get a warning or notifications. Okay, based on the notification, you will either increase or decrease. Most probably, it should decrease it. Okay, let's see, I have a variable which says value which is 60, which is got from the sensor. Okay, and the speed limit is the limit which is set by the board which is out there in that highway. Okay, so now I have the speed limit of 70 and my speed is 70 and the speed limit is 60. Okay, so let's see how to use this in a programming with the condition. Okay, so we have two inputs. So one input is from my car sensor, another input is from the actual speed limit sensor. Okay, so in this case we'll write a if condition. Okay, if, okay, we'll compare these two variables, okay, as we do it in the human way. Okay, so what we do is here is like we'll put those two variables in either sides, like what is it, both the sides like values. So your speed equal to speed limit. Okay, your speed is greater than speed limit, like that we can put it. Okay, so in this case let's check whether we have crossed it or not. So we are doing a basic logical operation. So in that, if you see, we have to give a tab, okay, which generally all the IDs give automatically. That's how Python works. So whenever there is a one say statement or a group of statement that has to become inside these kind of statements, okay, we used to give us tabs. Okay, either a tab or four spaces. It depends on the choice which you make. Both are right. Okay, so here we are going to print, okay, something within the condition. Okay, let's say in this case what we have to print, like, so we have to indicate the driver, which is me in this case, saying that I am going over the speed. Okay, so we'll compare this with the operator. The operator here we use is a greater than operator, so which we have seen in the math, right? Greater than, less than, equal to, all those things. So we'll put it that like you are above the speed limit, okay, or you are going over the speed limit. Okay, so like that we can mention it here. Okay, this notification might come in the dashboard of your car. Okay, or even a voice notification it could be like, so ultimately it can trigger something. Okay, that's how it is. So it checks my speed limit versus the actual speed limit, and then it notifies me. Okay, and this is the basic fundamental operation of a if condition. Okay, let's say if I'm not above the speed limit, I'm well within the speed limit, what will do? Okay, so it'll tell that I'm a good boy. Okay, don't worry, it'll not say that I'm a good boy. It'll say that I am I mean, it may notify, or even it might skip it as well. So it might say that you are traveling within the speed limit. Okay, it depends upon the car manufacturer notification. If he wants to tell I'm a sweet boy, they can do it. Okay, so in this case we are just mentioning it. We are not that speed. So we say that you are going above the speed limit. Okay, this is the if else part. If this is satisfied, that will come in. Okay, so or else it will come over here. Okay, so let's go and check it out. So if I'm a good boy or not. Okay, if I give that, see, so it takes and it gives me that I am a good boy. Okay, I am traveling in the safe speed. Okay, you should also appreciate it in this case. Okay, so now let's get into the next part. Okay, we have done if, we have done else. Okay, what if there is a condition in between these two items? Life is not always binary, right? True or false. It will be more than, it's a lot of gray areas. Let's say I am going exactly on the speed of whatever it is mentioned. Okay, how to check those things is the next question. For that we have something called elif. Okay, so elif, what it says is, I mean, short form for else if. Okay, so Python is for the lazy guys, right? So we have cut short the words and we have called as elif, elif. Okay, so elif, what I have to do, I have to say that my speed limit, like whatever condition, like, so my speed limit is equal to. So here the equal to, if you see that I've used double equal to. So assignment operator twice. Okay, when you are doing a condition check, you have to do that part. Okay, remember that. Okay, so it will say that if it is in the speed limit, it will say that, hey, I am going in the exact speed limit. Okay, so there is no reward, there is no punishment. Okay, go. Okay, so like that. So this is the second fallback condition. The first condition is going above, second is going exactly, last is the actual fallback. Okay, where I am below the limit, like that. So you can write, this is called if else ladder. Okay, it's like, looks like a ladder, right? Step by step thing. So you can have it in any number of ladders. So it doesn't need to be 3 alone. It can be 5 or it could be 20 as well. Okay. So if we check with different values, we'll get it. So in this case, like how it will be like, so we'll get the value from the sensor, as I said. Okay, and the sensor value would be fed into the program, and the program will say the notification. The notification could be in your dashboard, or it could be a voice notification, or it could even apply the brake, which will not happen actually. Okay, so like that it can be. So this is the only example which we see it in that? No. For example, like let's say we use a lot of chat apps daily, right? The chat apps will have like a delivered option, double tick, which is like delivered to them and seen, and double tick with some color operations or some indication, right? So those kind of things can be also done like it. So if it is a internet is there, it will say and it is delivered, it will give single tick. Okay, and if this delivered to that respective mobile, it will give a double tick. Okay, and uh, double tick with colors or not colors, that depends on the settings of the user. So then it will say blue or not. Okay, like that. So these are some of the common things where you use if else in the day-to-day activity. Okay, so when you are writing a code for those kind of chat apps, you will use it. Okay, not only that, in anywhere you can use this one. Now let's take the quiz and then let's test our.
पाँच के बाद 6 7 8
Okay, the next topic is an interesting topic, which this is the reason why I like programming. Okay, this is a boon for the lazy guys like me. Okay, so let's get jump into the things.
Let's say I want to store my friend's name and print it. Okay, so let me declare a variable friend1 equal to Joey. Okay, and then friend2 equal to John. Friend2 equal to John. Okay, like that I declare all the variables, like multiple variables. Friend3 equal to Lizzie. Okay, friend4 equal to Edward, and then David. Like that I can put it out there. So I can declare n number of variables for all the things. Okay, but I'm a lazy guy. Okay, do I have a better way to do this? Okay, so let's first print the variables and the values, all my friend names. Okay, let's print it. So and check it whether we are actually getting the value or not. Let's print it. Print friend1. Okay, comma friend2, comma friend3. Like that, let's print all the 5 people.
One eternity later.
So if I do that and finally friend5 and then run it, I'll be able to get the values, okay, of all the friends. So yeah, we got it. Okay, so as I said, like, do I have a better way? Yes, we have it. Okay, that is where a new topic called list comes into the game. Okay, list is the boon for a lazy guys like me. Okay, so let's delete it. Okay, so let's have a one variable name which is like my friend, okay, or my friends. Okay, this being a plural, let's give it that way. You can have it, and let's put a square bracket. Okay, the square bracket is the thing which comes next to your numerical line. Okay, so and I put it all the values like John, Joey, Lizzie, Edward, David. Okay, all now will be stored in a single variable. Okay, think like a multi container Tiffin boxes. Whatever we have seen earlier was a single container Tiffin boxes will have only one value. Now we can also have multi container Tiffin box, right? One will have one food type. Okay, it is like that. So if I print it, okay, I'll get all these things, but there is one catch. There is a square bracket which also comes in, which will fix it later. Okay, right now we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so like that we can put it. Now it is 5 friends, it's fine. What if I have 50 friends? So I can declare 50 variables, right? That time it becomes very handy. Okay, this is the best. Okay, if I want to get the values, so all I have to use is the square bracket of 0, so which will get me John. Okay, the first element. Okay, so if I want to get the second element, which is Joey, I'll get it. So the one thing you have to notice, like in mathematics, in computer science, the list always starts with 0. Okay, in maths we always start with the number 1, right? So that is one strange thing. There is a reason for it as well. Right now let's not dwell into it. Okay, so let's check it. Like if John is in my list, okay, I'm just doing a conditional statement. Okay, print. Okay, yeah, John is my friend. Okay, like that I can do it. Okay, so if I get to running it, yes, I got the value. Okay, so think like in your chat app, you are searching for a name, and the if it is in the list, it appears, right? It's the same way. So if it is Edison, it will not come. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to do else part. Okay, so you know it already. Okay, so else, so what I have to do, Edison is not in my friend. So in this case, obviously else part will come in because he is not in my friends list. Okay, so that's how it goes on. So very simple and straightforward. Okay, classy stuff. So for the all my lazy friends. Okay, so let's get started. Let's jump into the quiz. Now let's clear this stuff, and let's move on with the new thing called looping. Okay, so the looping is a interesting topic. Again, it adds little laziness to our thing. Okay, so let's think like I'm in a lift. Okay, and I want to go to 5th floor. Okay, so how do? I go and press the current. I mean, I know there is a current floor which is like a 0th floor, let's assume, or a ground floor, whatever it is. Okay, and I press 5th floor. Okay, let's imagine what happens in the code. Now the sensor button got it, and by default it has a value which is the current lift floor. Okay, let's say it's 0. Okay, it shows 0 in the LED board or whatever the display it is. Okay, and let's have that the destination where I want, so which is the button which I pressed, lift button pressed. Okay, is 5th. Okay, so here let's keep as 5. Okay, so now let's write a logic to reach there. For doing that, we need to do something repeatedly. So that's where the while loop comes into play. Okay, there are two things. One is while loop, another one is for loop. The while loop runs till the condition is met. Okay, let's say in this case the condition is like, for example, if the lift button pressed, okay, and we current floor, okay, is equivalent to what I want or less than what I have. Okay, so till that let's increment one by one. Okay, and once it is there, we'll print it. Okay, your floor is reached. Okay, so let's print the current floor. Okay, and then first step is to print the current floor. Okay, because that has to be displayed in the monitor wherever it is, and let's increment the current floor by one step once it crosses it. Okay, these two has to be part of this one. That's why it is indented. Okay, if you see that while is to the left most it, whereas the print and the current floor, the next things are next slightly one tab from it. Okay, so every time the current floor reaches the floor new floor, it will come print and increment. Okay, so it goes like that. So this is one of the important thing. So you have a condition, okay, the condition followed by colon, that is a syntactical thing, and then there is a group of statements. In this case you have two statements. Let me remove one statement purposefully. If I run it, so what will do, it will just print the current floor, it will not increment, it will go forever. It's called infinite loop. Okay, see, it goes on, so that is the reason why you give an indentation, so that the increment is also part of the loop. Okay, if I go and run it, so it will run properly this time, 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so when the fifth came in, okay, fifth floor comes, okay, we'll say that, hey, your current floor is this, and then print you have to get down here. Okay, something like that we can do it. Okay, or else we'll kick the fellow off. Okay, so like that we can do it. Okay, see, so till 5 it showed, and then say that, hey, your floor is reached, please get off. Okay, like that we can do it. So this is a while loop. Okay, the next type of loop is called for loop. Okay, the while loop is mostly used till a condition is met. Okay, for loop is to iterate something. So here the condition is fifth floor. Okay, it could be any condition. Okay, and after the condition is met, what I have to do is the part which comes after the condition. Okay, so like that it goes on. So let's jump into the next looping structure. Okay, which is nothing but for loop. So for that, let's get into our old example, which is our friend's example, my lazy example. Okay, so let's declare one variable which can hold all my friends' name. Okay, so in this case, my friend equal to square bracket. Okay, and I start giving the names John, Joey. Okay, what else we'll give? Let's say Jack. Okay, so and then Lizzie. So Edward. Okay, like that. Let's give some number, and then the last name is what name we can give it. Let's think David. Okay, so all the names we have given it, and if you want to print it, like this is what we have done it earlier, it will print all the values in a single thing, but it will come with the square bracket, which we'll fix it now. Okay, so for fixing that, let's use a loop. Okay, loop is something which helps you to iterate through list of items. Okay, or repeated things, whatever you want to do in a repeated fashion. So you can declare any variable name for the here. Okay, let's keep it as item. Okay, item in, okay, where my friends. Okay, so pick all the things from my dabba list of the boxes, and then put it into item one by one. Okay, if I go and run it, I'll get all the individual items. So it will start from my friend's name, starting from Joe to David. Okay, sorry, John to David, it will come in. So I'm just adding a beautification thing. My friends are, so these are my friends. Okay, I did it. Okay, so this is how you use a for loop to iterate through some element. Okay, let's add one more small thing called conditional. Can I have a condition inside a loop? Yes, you can have it very well. So in this case, let's try to print all the names, all the friend names who is starting with J. Okay, so in this case, I'll get three guys: John, Joey, Jack. Okay, whereas the rest of the three, Lizzie, Edward, and David, will not come in. Okay, so if you see that, if I get the first element, okay, in the first element, which is like the item one, okay, in the first character is J. Okay, so how do you get the first element? We always know that we have to use 0. Okay, it starts from 0. Okay, the same story goes here. There is nothing new here. Okay, so item of 0 would be 0, J in this case. Okay, so when it comes to Lizzie, it will be L. Edward, it will be E. David, it will be D. Okay, like that it goes on. Okay, so what I have to do? I have to do give a condition which is double equal to. Okay, if the name first letter is J, okay, what I have to do? Colon. Okay, so here let's edit the message. My friends with letter J are, okay, let's add it JR. So we gave it. Okay, so here let's do a print. Okay, print the item. Okay, if I go and run it, okay, what is it? Okay, it says in line number 3 what I have done it. Okay, I have missed this double quotes, it has to end it. Okay, see, I got all the friends name with the letter J who is starting it. Okay, this is what you can do in looping. This is a for loop. So we have seen two loops, for loop and while loop. Okay, it has one purpose. Okay, you can mix and match both the things. You can have a condition inside a for loop. Those are the things we can do it. Okay, so let's get into the quiz part of it. Okay, now let's get into the last topic of the day, which is dictionary. Okay, dictionary is a key value pair data structure which stores a key and a value. So don't get overwhelmed by the word key and value. It is simple. Something versus something. Okay, so let me show the example so that it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, let's take the same example like friends. Okay, so in this what we can do is, like, let's say in your phone book you have a name
and a number as well.
that, right? How can we do it, or how it is happening inside? That's what we are going to see this. Okay, whenever you type a phone number, it will list a name, it will list of set of numbers or contacts. So based on the context, you will pick one and then call, right? That's how it goes on. Okay, the same thing we'll try to do it here. So here, let's say my phone book is my variable name, and for dictionary we use a flower bracket instead of square. In for list we use square, right? The same thing it is here, and it works like this: John colon and the value. The value could be a phone number in this case. It could be anything. Okay, let's keep all the names one by one. Okay, so John, and then let's say Joey. Okay, Joey, let's give some number. Okay, some random phone number. Assume that is a phone number. Don't apply logic here. Okay, Jack. Okay, colon. Okay, and then the Lissy. Okay, Jack, I missed the number. Yeah, let's put it. Okay, and for Lissy you give a number, and then the last one of my friend is David. Okay, so okay, Edward I forgot, right? Yeah, Edward. So for Edward I give some number. Okay, and the last one is the David. Okay, so David versus Goliath, or David Villa, whatever it is. Okay, so let's give the name and the number. Okay, so we have stored all the names and numbers. If I go and print it, as usual, I'll give the variable name. Okay, without any hassle, it prints all the things. Okay, we got all the phone numbers, but in real world we don't want all the things. We'll need one person number. Let's say here I want John's number. Okay, if I type John, okay, I'll get the John's phone number. As simple as that. See how cool it is. Okay, so just that is the beauty of Python. Okay, now let's go back to our previous logic itself. If let's say I want all the phone numbers who is starting with J. Okay, the same thing for item in phone book. Okay, what do you do? We gave a if condition inside the loop, right? If item of 0. Okay, so which is nothing but item of 0 is this one. Okay, first item is John. Okay, so John's 0. Okay, will be J. Okay, so if I do that, like do the check, okay, against J, okay, whatever first letter, okay, I'll print the value, print item. Okay, if you want the phone number also, print phone book of item. So that will give us phone number. Okay, so if we give it and let's run it, if we run it, we'll get the value. So all the phone numbers of the people who is having the first letter J, we got that. If I change it to L, I'll get Lissy's number. Okay, so if I want, let's add one more value. Let's say Dravid. Okay, let's add Dravid to it. Okay, so Dravid, and then let's add the phone number. Okay, some number, whatever number it is. It's not a proper number. Let's give it dummy number, colon, and then the number. Okay, and here if I come and change the things to D, okay, if I run it, I'll get two items. One is David, another one is Dravid. Okay, that's how it goes on. Okay, it is so simple and sweet. This is how you use dictionary in real world. So it could be your phone, or single contact, it could be multiple contact. So whenever you touch your phone right now, you'll think this. Okay, so let's jump into the quiz part of it, and then let's test our knowledge, what we have.
टाइम से रिपीट करेगा? Choose the right answer.
what is Python and how to do things. So you are ready to get deep into the advanced concept, which we'll look into the next session. So where you can learn about the AI and other things, how to apply Python in the AI context, how to build an application, all those things you will learn it. Okay, so that comes in the next lesson. So with this, we'll try out our project in the next lesson. Enjoy coding. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Me and Veda have decided to collaborate together for our next intergalactic plan, and we are here to learn something.
We are also new to this AI. We are also trying to build a AI.
Let's start. Coders, assembly. Yeah, I like